and Plainview in a non-region game. They beat Pisgah tonight 61-30. And speaking of Plainview, Coach Dale Pruitt is on the phone with us right now. Let's get Coach Pruitt on. Good evening, Coach. Welcome into Scoreboard, and congratulations again on another big win for your football team tonight to go to 4-0 on the season.
Thank you. Was proud of it. It was a good team win. Felt like we controlled the line of scrimmage very well, and that's what we felt like we had to do against that bunch. So they're very athletic. They do a good job too.
Well, Coach, that's one thing you've talked about when we talked to you this year. Obviously, your running backs and quarterback have played well, but it seemed like up front every week you've controlled the line of scrimmage in these first 4 wins, and also the defensive line of scrimmage.
Well, that's true. We had a really good defense is getting better as far as stopping the run. We felt like we had to stop the run against Pisgah because we knew they was going to complete some passes. And they did a good job. Pisgah did a really good job getting some people open in the secondary. Quarterback done a great job throwing it to them. And they played well the whole game. We just was a little bit bigger and stronger. But our line of scrimmage on both sides was a big difference in that. But, you know, our running back and quarterback throwing the ball better. He did better. There's some really good practice for that. And you know, we've got people that can catch it, and they did a good job. I'm proud of all of them, but we are getting a little better each game, and that's what we try to do.
Well, Coach, in this game, it seems like you went out and you got the lead early, even when Pisgah came back and answered your score. It seems like you were able to go back and keep at least a 2-score lead or more through the first couple of quarters until you were able to pull away there in the second half.
Well, that's true. In the halftime, it was a 2-score game, and they had stopped us the last 2 times we had the ball. So I think the first few times we scored. But we did come back out the second half and do a pretty good job of taking control of the ball game again, because it was anybody's ball game at halftime.
Well, Coach Pruitt, this is Phil Harris. I want to ask you about that. At the first part of the season, of course, you knew you were going to be pretty good defensively, going to be pretty good up front. The quarterback position in Owen Hope, tell us how he has performed so far this year. Has he been a big surprise?
He's done a great job tonight. He's done a great job all year. He's a kid that's not played quarterback since the 8th grade, and he didn't start all the time, I don't think, in 8th grade. I didn't coach him at that time. But he threw the ball extremely well, especially deep tonight. Also, Sawyer Wilbur made a really good catch on a touchdown, and Ty Traylor made a good catch on a play. Them were 2 balls that were pretty well covered, and he threw it pretty well. Of course, he runs it well every night, and so he's getting a little more confidence, and I think we protected really well for him tonight when we did throw the football.
Well, Coach, I want to ask you about this. Of course, the big difference in this year and last year, you kind of sort of faded at the end of a lot of games, and a lot of times you were gassed. Have you seen the leadership with this football team that has really taken over? Because, a team that becomes player-driven will become successful. Have you seen a lot of that this year?
Well, I think, the fact that a lot of them were first-year players last year, a lot of them were young and all this kind of stuff. I think the experience that they got last year has helped this year. I think we've got a few more out, too, that's helped as far as we're a little bit deeper. And our JV offensive line was drove on the last touchdown and did a great job on a pretty good drive. And so that's helping us get some depth. And, we're just a year over. So that really helped.
Coach, before we let you go tonight, one of the things of the last couple of weeks and reading the accounts of the game and just listening to some of your comments tonight, it sounds like your offense is making more explosive plays this year. You're scoring more points. Is it because of those explosive plays on offense?
Sure. I forget what the stats are, but if you take the football and have to drive it 80 yards and you don't have any explosive plays, then your chances of scoring is not very good. And of course, 20 yards or more is considered an explosive play, I guess. But anyway, we have had that, and we've kind of had a 1-2 punch at running back. Hodgins is a kid that ran it last year, and he's running it this year. He's doing a great job. But we've also had Rylan Good that's come in and done a good job running the football and the middle things. And of course, it also helps. Our quarterback is very athletic, and he makes some people miss, and that's helped us a lot.
Well, Coach, you're 4-0 now. You've got a big game against Sylvania. Go on the road next week in a rivalry game, and Sylvania got their first win of the year, so they're going to come in a confident bunch against Plainview next week. That's always a great game between Plainview and Sylvania, and I know you're already looking forward to that one.
Well, we're always going to get their best shot. They get ready to play Plainview, and I hope we do the same thing. So it should be a good ball game. We just hope to get a little bit better this week.
Coach, we appreciate your comments tonight. Congratulations on your 4-0 start, and I wish you the best next week against Sylvania.
Thank you.
That's Coach Dale Pruitt as the Bears, I believe, this first 4-0 start, Phil, since 2020 for the Plainview Bears. And like you say, I believe they're saying up there, too much blue again at Plainview.
It's back.
Late